Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam Show. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam Show. Turn it up.
What's up? What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? Go ahead and share, y'all. Yep. Go ahead and share. Yeah. Go ahead and share, y'all. Yeah. Y'all know what it is. Y'all weeklies, y'all faithfuls. Beginning of the show is your time to share. Share the link for everybody. And let's have some good time. Let's have a good time, y'all. Let's have a good time. Let's go. Hey. Hey. Let's go. Share time. Yo. Hey. 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 Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Share the link, y'all. Share the link, y'all. Share the link, y'all. Yeah. Share the link, y'all. Yeah. Share the link, y'all. Hey. Hey. Yeah. 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 Let's go. Share the link, y'all. Share the link, y'all. Share the link. Share the link, y'all. Share the link, y'all. Hey, hey, share the link, y'all. Hey, hey, share the link, y'all. Hey, hey, share the link, y'all. Share the link. Oh, you stink. Yo, what's up, everybody? Loaded in here. Loading in episode 400 and where are we at, y'all? 454, something like that. Something like that. Yeah. Everybody who is on here, share the link, y'all. Be sure to do that. We are spreading the word about the Pancakes and Powerslams Show. We are spreading the word about the Pancakes and Powerslams Show. The P&P Show. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Show. Yo. Hey, share the link. Share the link, y'all. Share the link, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through and I hope that y'all are spreading a link that y'all supposed to be doing. That's what y'all supposed to be doing right now. You're supposed to be sharing a link with everybody, spreading the word about the Pancakes and Powerslams Show. That's what we are doing right now, y'all. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you every single week joining me on the Pancakes and Powerslams Show, sharing the link and having a great time. And I'm going to do this. I'm doing it on my socials, and I'm doing it with y'all. And yeah, man, this is PNP. This is one of the most exciting, man. I'm gonna give myself some props. I put a lot of work, put a lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of hard work, a lot of blue-eye soul, baby. I put a lot of blue-eye soul in this wrestling show, baby. Saturday night, I do everything I do. I go to the pay window, baby, for Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and here, if you will, baby. That's what I do here on the show. I put in a lot of work, baby, for Pancakes and Powerslams, if you will, baby. If you will. That's what I do here, if you will. Pancakes and Powerslams, baby. Baby. I'm out of my my beverage. And it was good. It was good, and it still smells delicious. However, I've got my water. I've got my telling y'all, ice cold water. Ice cold water, baby. It's from the heavens. It's ice cold, baby. It's ice cold water, baby. Ice cold from the heavens. That's what I do here on the Pancakes and Powerslams Show, baby. That's what I do. I get funky like a monkey here on the Pancakes and Powerslams Show, baby. All right, y'all. The Rock. Let's talk about The Rock. Let's talk about The Rock, y'all. So there were some rumors. About The Rock's WrestleMania status. There's esteemed tenured journalist was esteemed for a while, man. Here's the thing. I've interviewed Dave Meltzer before. I've had conversations with Dave Meltzer, man, and Dave Meltzer was very nice to me, and he said, "You do great work." Quote: "You do great work." That's what Dave Meltzer feels about my brand as a host and podcaster and journalist. You do great work. So, hey, for someone who's been in the business, if you will, for someone who's been in the business, if you will, for 40 years plus, okay, I appreciate that. That means a lot for such a tenured person. But here's the thing, man. Dave Meltzer, as of late, it's been going on for a while now, but he's been making some reports that just aren't accurate. And I think a lot of people are pretty upset that he doesn't man up and apologize for making bad reports. He just lets it go. And so a lot of people aren't fans of that. And I can understand why they aren't fans of that. I don't know. I mean, I've been inside reporting now for probably a good, I don't know, what is this, 2024? I don't know, 7-8 years probably. I've had some sources within pro wrestling promotions, to give me information. So I've been very blessed to have that. And so I'm blessed. I've broke some really probably longer than that actually. I'm gonna think about it. I broke some news throughout the past 7-8 years. Probably I've been a journalist for about 15. About 7 or 8 I've been I've reported some information. I reported the uh, unfortunate passing of Brian Christopher. I broke that news. Meltzer tagged along right after that and reported, but hey, he's Dave Meltzer. I'm just little old measly. So, but I was blessed to, Complex picked it up and put my name. A whole bunch of other dirt sheets picked it up too. But I was blessed that such a reputable publication such as Complex picked it up and put my name on it. Gave me credit for it. I got credit for Hulk Hogan. Everybody was saying Hulk Hogan was going to return after an event, after the racist stuff, and people were saying, I found out by sources within that he was not going to return. I was able to go against the grain and be confident enough. Everybody reported that Hulk Hogan was going to return. Everybody was expecting a Hulk Hogan return. I actually reported that he wasn't going to return, and guess what? He didn't return. That's what I found out. I reported Jinder Mahal returning to WWE when he was going to return, and I was blessed to get credit for that, and I was blessed to break that news. I've broken a bunch of other news. I broke the news as far as Malachi Black, WWE being interested in Malachi Black. Didn't get any credit for it, but I was given the information about there are some people in the office that are very interested in bringing Malachi Black to WWE. So there's a lot of things that I reported, and it was legit. There's only one thing, and I'll even say this. I'll even admit this as a journalist. There's only one thing that I actually reported wrong in my history reporting, and that was Bray Wyatt coming back to a particular event. He ended up coming back a few months later. I was told that he was going to come back at a specific pay-per-view. I reported it. It was wrong. I was very unhappy about it. I was like, I'm all about journalistic integrity. It didn't happen. I'm like, it didn't happen. But he did end up coming back. He came back, but I was told one event ended up being another event. So it was wrong. It was wrong. He ended up coming back. So I did get that part right. I was told a certain event. He came back like 2 or 3 months later. So the return part was right. The event part was wrong. So that was wrong. That was it. That's the only thing that's has been incorrect in my history of reporting. And so I'm like, hey man, guess what? I'm pretty legit out in these streets. I've interviewed over 500 people. I've been introduced to people by people. I've got a really good word to people from other people, and I ask, I get a response, and I report my response. So yeah, I mean that is what I get. That is the information that I receive. So therefore, yeah, I was giving the information. I was told the information that's The Rock. That information is untrue. I was told that when it comes to The Rock having just flat out missing WrestleMania, that I was advised by within WWE that it is not known where that rumor came from. It definitely can't be confirmed internally, and that is the information that I received as far as his WrestleMania return. If I'm not mistaken, he actually said that it was BS when someone posted about him missing WrestleMania. So he actually he actually co-signed that that what I heard too. I mean, he said it as far as he just flat out says BS as far as that is concerned. I also told me I was also told that that information is just it's not true because it's actually unknown. It's the people from within don't know fully the status of The Rock, but they were never confirmed. They were never told, "Hey, flat out, I'm not going to be at WrestleMania 41." But if you think about it from a standpoint of this dude is the board member of Endeavor, okay? The Rock, the Rock isn't the guy anymore that's in like super big movies. Like that's just not his deal no more. He has his own movie production. So he spends a lot of time, he gets money 8 ways to Sunday. I mean, he gets money like crazy. But yeah, I mean, he's really focusing on making the product must see. When he's there, he's really focusing on all the ins and outs of pro wrestling, and he's a part of the board, so he wants it to succeed. So even if that means that he has to come back and lace his boots, which he did this year, he's going to do it again. So yeah, I mean, I just don't see how and he just made a return in Atlanta, for Bad Blood. And so he's going to do that. And then, this isn't going to lead to anything. So, WrestleMania is only 6 months away. So, now you're starting to prep for WrestleMania, start to sow the seeds. And so I think from a standpoint of just flat out saying that The Rock is just not going to be there. That was when people were reporting that, I was like, Like I do that all the time. I really don't spend a lot of time. I just don't have the time to be that guy that digs and digs for information. I don't have the time. So, but what I do is oftentimes I'm sending some feelers out. I'm reaching out to some people, and I'm like, "Is this true?" And I'll get answers. And the answer that I got was not. This I don't know where that came from. So as of now, the reports of The Rock missing WrestleMania, like flat out missing, is incorrect. It's just untrue. So hey man, who am I to reach out to sources within WWE and report something different than a lot of the sheets? But it's that's a part of the pro wrestling I guess scope, man. The pro wrestling scope is about especially within the dirt sheets, it's about, hey, this is what Wrestling Observer newsletter said. This is what Fightful said, and I will say this, and I again, man, I'm way too much of an adult to be having just stupid journalist infighting. I'm using those two examples is because a lot of dirt sheet literally use them as examples. No diss to whomever. I don't know. I'm an adult, and so there's so much beef that's going on within people in the journalist industry, and this person doesn't like this person, and this person's beefing with this person. I just sit back and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is petty. So, I mean, I don't want to, I'm not that guy. I'll stand, I've always been a guy to stand up for myself. I've always been a guy to, don't poke the bear type of guy. I'm chill, but don't poke me. That's the type of guy that I am. I would eviscerate you where you stand. But it's just like, I don't want to even spend the energy on it. So I don't even spend the energy on all this like I see a lot of like, like I told you before, I get a lot of algorithms of pro wrestling stuff on Twitter. I'm like, man, these were a bunch of high schoolers. Like, it's a weird. I've said this before on this show. This pro wrestling is a bizarro world of intellect. It's insane, man. It's insane. I am blessed to do this job because I grew up as a pro wrestling fan. I've never stopped watching pro wrestling. I've been watching it, diligently, for almost 40 years. I didn't jump in and jump out and jump back in. I've been watching wrestling the entire time. So, and like I told you before, my great grandma, she passed away almost 20 years ago. And yeah, I mean, I grew up watching it with her, and I said, hey, man, I'm a business guy. I'll make money out of watching pro wrestling, because if it's just about watching pro wrestling, the business itself just doesn't really do it for me. And I'm trying to get there we go. It's one of my clothing line shirts. If you like it, go to visionwear.co with a Z, VIZION. WEAR.co, VIZIONWEAR.co, visionwear.co. Go check out my products there, my clothing line. So yeah, little cheap plug there. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, man. I see that stuff on the socials all the time, and I'm like, oh gosh, man. For my great grandma, I'm in, but man, I couldn't see myself. If I wasn't getting paid to watch wrestling, I don't think that I'd be a avid wrestling fan. I'm sure that I won't. I mean, I know that I'll be keeping up with it, just because I want to honor my great grandma. But man, there's so many daggone craziness about just pro wrestling that is just nuts, man. Absolutely nuts. All right, y'all. Let's get into, y'all know what time it is. It is now time for the question. Oh man, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. All right, we got the People's Wrestling Channel in the building. It says WrestleMania needs The Rock. There's no one on his level as a star, not even Reigns. All right. People's Wrestling Channel. I interviewed an OEW wrestler on my podcast on Sunday. Good job, man. Good job. That's what I'm not laughing at you. I'm clapping at you. Clapping for you. The People's Wrestling Channel says the house show I'm going to tomorrow isn't sold out, so they have upgraded my seats, so I'm sat closer now. They're upgrading your seats. That is nuts. See, think about that for a second. I think that's a really good. Let's bring this angle in. Think about that for a second, Joe. So you have the intent for the WWE to absolutely have a high priced product. But the problem is that if people aren't agreeing to pay that much money, that's going to cause the WWE to make some changes, like lowering the price. But guess what happens? When you pay that amount of money, why should they lower the price or give you an upgrade? But if you say, oh no, this is too much, they're going to lower the prices. But why do that if you're going to buy the tickets? So you have people say, we ain't doing that. Why don't fans do more of that? If I'm going to pay this much money for a seat, if I'm going to pay this much money for a ticket, show me, prove to me why this ticket is this much. Prove it to me. Prove it. I watched the new Beetlejuice. It's not as good as the first. I've heard that a lot, actually. Heard a lot. Here we go. Have you dealt? How do you deal? There you go. How do you deal? How do you deal with the headaches when you get back pain? They make me feel very ill and I need sleep. That's a fair question. Prayer, I have medication, and rest. That's really the only thing that helps me. But the crazy thing is because of my back is a mess, y'all. I was just looking at my test results. I had a scan last month, and I went to my NP on Monday. Man, my back is a mess, y'all, and it's crazy. I was looking at my scans, and he was telling me all types of craziness. So I had spinal fusion surgery back in 2018. And so, but there's some hardware that's not attached, and man, my back is a mess, y'all. Y'all pray for me. Like it's a mess, and all kinds of just facet joint stuff, disc disease. It's crazy. And I'm in so much pain all the time, like excruciating pain. So when my head is hurting, I lay down. But if I lay down for too long, then my head hurts too. Like even now, I'm sitting down right now, my back hurts. Like it feels like there's someone stabbing me in my right side. So I gotta keep the faith, y'all. That's the reason why I love Jesus so much. Yes. Dion, what's up? It's been a while. What's up, Dion? It's been a while. I think been busy with Special Olympics. Kudos to you, man. Big kudos to you. You out here doing some stuff, man. You out here working for the Special Olympics. You know, I have a soft spot in my heart to Special Olympics, and I think it's just I think it's just that's what I was saying. I think it's just I was talking to a client today about this, as far as just the appreciation that I have for God's creation. Like, here's the thing, man. I don't know why in the world that certain people are developed differently than other people. That's not my job to know. It really isn't. I'm not God. And I would make a terrible one if I was. Sorry, y'all. Y'all'd probably be doomed and judged already and sentenced. Y'all meaning all of us. I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm not patient anymore. I'm over it. Y'all acting a fool. And all right, go ahead. Come on, Jesus. Come on back. It's time. It's time. I'm done being so patient. We're gonna just go ahead and wrap this. We're just gonna wrap this thing up. We're gonna wrap it up. and say it's time for that new heaven, that new earth. It's time to go ahead and come on back and take your peoples with you. And so, yeah, I would make a bet, but God is so patient, and he has a way of showing us all the time. And people with this circles into so a lot of know that my undergrad is in PR, public relations, of a PR degree, and with the minor in communications. And so I worked part of my graduation. I had to work for probably about 6 months. It was probably six to 9 months in an internship. So I ended up being a PR specialist and a PR intern at a developmental disabilities company. And I was interested. I was excited about the opportunity. I was like, okay, we'll see how this goes. It's interesting because we had a class, and this is really cool. I love sharing these stories on PNP. We had a class that the whole class, and it was a paid internship too. And I was like, college student, got my apartment, got bills to pay. Yeah, let's knock this out the park. So what they did was they told us that they were going to have the organization come and listen to our presentations of what we could offer to the company to become a PR intern. And so there are other people, certain people saying certain things and things like that. So I brought in the social media. I said, this is what I could do as a PR intern. Okay. I could develop newsletters. I could overhaul. I can build from scratch a social media department for the company and be a media manager. And I can do editorials. I can do videos. I can do all those things. And they said, And so I got a response probably about a week later from my teacher, who was one of my all-time favorite teachers. Shout out to Miss Compa. She's Natalie. We're peers, and she's amazing. And this was like 15 years ago. And she's at a Call Me Natalie state right now. So shout out to Natalie Compa. Great teacher. Fantastic. One of my all-time favorite teachers. My favorite teacher of all time is my dear friend Kirk Bardos. He was a teacher in my growing up, and now he's a dear friend. And so Compa, great. I hear from Compa. She tells me that I got the job. They chose me out of, I don't know, it was 20 people. They chose me, and I ended up working there. And I said, oh, this is great. This is a wonderful opportunity. And so I went in the first day, and I said, wow, this is a surreal experience, because I was interacting and talking to people with, they used to call it MRDD, mental retardation, developmental disability, but they've PC'd it to be more it's just DD, developmental disability. From what last time I checked, they're trying to wean away from that too. But people with developmental disabilities, and it was just a whole different world. It was beautiful. I was like, wow, this is amazing. I went into the warehouse, and I had a tour and start seeing people work and things like that. There was some office spaces, but there was a warehouse. It was an industry that employed people with developmental disabilities, which is awesome, which is absolutely awesome. And so it was a huge building, but there were a section where there were offices and things like that, conference rooms, and then there was the warehouse section where they would employ the people with developmental disabilities. And it was just seeing that experience. It was eye opening to me, and it made me really appreciate God, just God's creation even more. I mean, by that time, I was still a very strong Christian, still am. But even then, looking at this, and this was about 15 years ago, it was eye opening to me. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful, and it really made me appreciate life more and appreciate perspectives more, because they were stuffing envelopes. You couldn't pay me a hefty amount of money to stuff envelopes. To me, that's like nails on a chalkboard. Even thinking about it, like stuffing envelopes. But these employees, they were stuffing those envelopes, listening to their music in their headphones with the biggest smiles. And I said, oh, yes, this is awesome, man. You've got these people who this right here is the reason why everybody should remain humble and appreciative of life. Because I tell you what, these people may feel like outcasts at times, at least their parents or loved ones may think that they are, but y'all are much better than me in this space right now. Y'all win. I'm not worthy, because the joy of stuffing envelopes, there's absolutely no way that would happen from me. But you better believe that it happened from them, and I loved it. It was absolutely amazing. So my heart, I have a soft spot for any type of developmental disability, Special Olympics, anything like that. I think it's great. I think it's absolutely great, Dion. Chad, have you heard any updates on Keith Lee? I haven't checked. I haven't checked, so I don't know any updates on Keith Lee. Chad also said, best podcasters out there, me and Tom Clark, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Clark, the man. People's Wrestling Channel. Does your sources telling you things not spoil it for you? If it was me, I would tell me. I think I would tell them I never want to know anything. That's the thing. Ricky. You care about watch the product so much that you're not thinking about the business end of it, the work end of it. I don't care about that, and it doesn't usually spoil, and I usually don't spoil it for me. I'm usually knowing like injuries. I'm usually knowing why people are out. Like, for instance, we'll see on the Patreon. Some sources told me the reason why Drew McIntyre's out right now. So I would give that. I'm going to give that information on the Patreon in the after party. So stuff like that. I mean, I've got some really good connects within WWE, and it's just telling a journalist information that. It's telling that's normal sports. That's that sports and journalism relationship. I want things to get out, so I'll tell information to draw clarity, to draw buzz, because I'm going to reach out to the media to get that buzz or get that clarification. That's a part of the sports journalism relationship that's been occurring for decades. So I mean that's happened. Media is what makes the world go round when it comes to print and digital and all the knowledge. When it comes to that, man, it really causes it really spins it. It really causes the economy of information is done from news outlets, and so that's how everybody comes to the news outlets to to get more exposure. And so good journalists, journalists with integrity, journalists who will maintain, anonymity with sources and things like that. I mean, those are good journalists. I mean, good journalists don't reveal their sources, public, if you will. So yeah, I mean, I get information I get information all the time from people, multiple people, and I tell it. So, it's good. And I think it's good to, maintain that type of, relationships, with WWE, and to, as a journalist, do journalist stuff, which is, share information that's has been received from them. So I can dig it. It's fun. It's exciting. The People's Wrestling Channel. Did you watch Wrestle Dream? It was actually good. Very little hardcore mayhem, and the match times were evenly paced. I didn't watch Wrestle Dream. No, I didn't. I don't, and neither do I care to watch it. How in the world would I be watching Wrestle Dream if it was on simultaneously with Ohio State versus Oregon? Come on now. You know better. You know more than anybody on this channel just about that's how much of a Ohio State fan I am. So absolutely I would not and did not watch Wrestle Dream because it was going head to head with the biggest football game of the week and so far the year. So no. All right, Dion. So did you hear when John Cena is supposed to start his final year? No, I usually reach out. Like I just don't have the I just don't have the umph to spend all that time. I mean, I get stuff, I get information. I usually reach out to get clarity and to see, some to report a couple things. Like I wanted to know about The Rock, so I reached out and got that information. But people just don't dump information sometimes, but not all the time. As far as dumping information on me, no, that usually doesn't happen, and I'm fine with that too. I wouldn't be able to keep up with reporting it. I just don't. I'm a therapist by day. I'm a college professor and a podcaster by night. I have 6 shows. I have 6 podcasts a week. I have 6 shows a week. I have a curriculum to build from scratch. I have dissertations that I grade that are dozens of pages, hundreds of pages. I have emails to respond to. I am mentoring some people. I am a chair to students and continuing to have to respond to emails of navigating people through dissertations. Okay. So, and I get and that is the sum total of my week. And that's secondary to being a husband and a father and in ministry. So you think I got time? I literally I need to talk to an editor. So whoever is watching this right now and you got some really, really good editing skills, let me know. Let's link up like in the next couple of days. I have like a week left to stay in the monetization program for YouTube. YouTube is sending me an email. Sent me an email like last month. Almost I have like a week, literally a week left. Like 3 weeks ago, they sent me an email like, "Hey, you got a month to post something on your channel, or we're going to have to unfortunately take away our monetization because you haven't posted in so long." So my main channel, thank y'all. I've got 2,000 subscribers, but I got a lot of evergreen content in there. I just don't have the time, man. So I've already got a script and on this on a particular story. So 6 months ago was the last time I posted something. And so yeah, they're like, "Hey, can you post something, please?" So for you to stay into the monetization program. So the next see that to my and that's the thing. Like I don't even have the time. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna probably post Sunday or Monday or something like that. But yeah, I don't even have the time to do that, man. I have to post in the next few days. But I'm gonna be busy the next few days to post, and so I'll figure it out. But that goes to show how much time I have in my day, in my week. I don't have any. So Rollins in the building. I think that the WWE would do a storyline around The Rock and the winner of the Royal Rumble 2024. Yeah, perhaps. I mean, I don't see why not. The rumor is Rock, Roman, Cody in the triple threat match. Yeah. I mean, give me a good story with it. There was a good story. I mean, it was just a really good story this year. And like I've said on this show and other shows, look, hey, lightning in a bottle twice just typically doesn't happen. For the most part, it actually doesn't happen. Lightning in a bottle twice. You got lightning in a bottle this year. They were cooking in the beginning of the year. The Rock's promos were good. Rock coming was amazing. It was really good. It was really cool. WrestleMania Night 2 was really good, especially the main event. Very good. Well produced. And now, like, you got to have to top that. Of course, you want to top that because them being competitors and athletes, and then, of course, knowing what type of fan base that they're catering to, any type of sports fan base, they want better. They want better than before. And so you're going to have to top what we already saw this year. So that's going to be a daunting task. Could it be achieved? Perhaps, but hey, I'll reap the benefits of it because I liked WrestleMania Night 2 this year. And yeah, I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Rollins says we're 3 months away. What's your prediction for the men's and women's Royal Rumble winners, and who do you think will win both Rumbles? I mean, I'm still on board with Jey Uso, man. I want Jey Uso to win the men's Royal Rumble. I don't see who else could win it. I guess another one was Gunther, but he's already won the world championship. Jey Uso is the only person that makes sense to me. When it comes to the females, I mean, there's a couple of ways you can go with that. You can have Stratton cash in, lose it before the Rumble. She's a babyface now. She wins against Nia Jax, and she goes against Nia Jax at WrestleMania. I mean, that could be the case. As far as who else could win it, I definitely don't see like a Jade Cargill winning it. I don't see that. I don't see Bianca Belair winning it again. Don't see a Bayley. Don't see a Nia Jax. Don't see a Liv Morgan. Don't see a Raquel Rodriguez. Don't see a Dakota Kai or Io Sky. So Tiffany Stratton, I imagine. Naomi. It should be Naomi, but yeah, we'll see. But I think Tiffany Stratton will be. I meant to ask, and or who do you want to win? Okay, yeah. I mean, I think who I want to win, Naomi is very poorly booked. As far as who I want to win the Women's Royal Rumble, I really don't have someone who I really want to, I don't have somebody who I want to win. Because I'm thinking realistically, like I like Naomi, but she's been horribly booked. I mean, we talked about this before with Sasha Banks. she bet on herself, which I can appreciate. She didn't like the fact that Vince McMahon was talking to her a certain way. I just thought it was weird that Naomi, went with her. She's like, Vince McMahon isn't going to talk to me like that, right? Right, Nay? Right? You coming to me, right? I'm out of here. You too, right? And Naomi is like, yeah, I'm gonna be out of here too. Shoo, I'm out of here. And then Naomi went to TNA, and she became champ, but it was just super minor leagues compared to WWE. TNA's. I've got some close peeps in TNA. They're cooking now. I think they're TNA is on the upswing too, and I like it, especially their partnership with NXT. I think that's pretty cool. But when she was there, it was kind of still felt very small, and it definitely felt like I'll just be over here. Sure, I'll just go to TNA and win the title over here. Sure, you ain't gonna be talking to my Mercedes like that. And Naomi was just and they were just like, okay, see ya, Naomi. We don't need you. You're not needed here. And so she just kind of was like, you ain't gonna talk to her no more like that, are you? And so all of a sudden, us seeing Naomi back is just like Triple H extended the olive branch and like, hey, Trinity. So you in your feelings still? No, I'm not. I'm not in my feelings no more. No, I'm we cool. You cool? We cool. Okay, cool. I'm a man. That's essentially how the story of Naomi unfolded and transpired in my head. So that's what it seems like. Humble, what do you think is Vince McMahon's lasting impact on wrestling? Everything that we see right now is built on the shoulders of Vince McMahon. Even Junior. Even senior. But really, as far as the expansion of pro wrestling from a global standpoint, Vince Jr. That's a Vince Jr. thing. You can't see anything wrestling from a standpoint of globalization and not see Vince McMahon. He's a pioneer. He's a heck of a promoter. But there's a business side of Vince McMahon, and from what we saw in documentaries, there's a personal side of Vince McMahon, and they don't correlate. They don't match in many ways. However, there's many people who did not like Vince McMahon as a businessman because they felt like he was too power hungry, and that's how the business and the personal can conflate. They can coincide, and I think we see that too. I think we see somebody who just is a wounded soul inside. And unfortunately, he took it out on many wrestlers, and he also was a father figure to many wrestlers too. So he's very polarizing. Rollin, it's amazing how life works. Ain't that the truth? A year or so when you said that you wanted Montez Ford to win the Rumble, back then it felt like it was possible that he could win, but now not so much. Oh, now, I would love Montez Ford to win the Royal Rumble still, but does it, to your point, does it look possible? Absolutely not. It doesn't look possible whatsoever. Wouldn't it be cool if Montez Ford and Bianca Belair won the Royal Rumbles? That would be incredible. That would be I think a lot about legacy. Legacy, I live to leave a legacy. That's why I tell people that all the time. I tell my kids that too. Live to leave a legacy. Your legacy lives way. It should at least. It should live way beyond you. Case in point, Martin Luther King Jr. He died in 1968. He was only 39 years old. 1968 was 54 years ago. 56 years ago, excuse me. It's 2024. 1968. 56 years ago. 56 years ago. So Dr. King's Dr. King's parents' peers was talking about him. Dr. King's peers was talking about him. The generation succeeding Dr. King, the current generation knows about Dr. King, and the current generation's children know about Martin Luther King. That's 5 generations that he impacted, only living on this earth for 39 years. 5 generations that he impacted, only living in this life for 39 years. That is inspiring. That's leaving a legacy. So at the end of the day, it's like, man, you can't just be making these decisions off of nothing and just doing nothing with your life, man. You just you have to get to the point where you are leaving a legacy. And what does that mean? I mean, what does that mean for everybody? Everybody should really focus on that personally and see what that means for you. And I think the thing is with Montez Ford, I think he should really be thinking about that. Like, man, I don't have another, like, every time I go away from that moment, I might not ever get it. So therefore, I need to speak up for myself. I need to go to the office and say, hey, man, like, I really want to step up. Don't you see the audience? Don't you see that I have, like, I'm checking all the boxes. I look the part. I got the charisma. The fans love me. And I have the highlight reel finisher, the RKO, the stunner, the pedigree, all those. I have the highlight reel finisher, one of the most just amazing frog splashes. I mean, it's time to start. Humble, do you see similarities between Tony Khan and Vince McMahon Jr., for example, weaponizing their leadership against a wrestler's growth and potential in the business? I see similarities only from a standpoint of two wounded souls wanting using money to create power that they can't control very well. And that's what the similarity I see. As far as just how they handle wounded souls, want to please my daddy, mentality. Tony Khan from a much more softer perspective, and in a regressive perspective or recessive standpoint, I should say. But Vince definitely from a more dominant standpoint. Montez and Bianca winning their rumbles in the same year would be a fantasy come to life. Again, it goes back to my legacy thing. Like, that is a highlight reel. That is like I said, I think of legacies. I think of, like, what is going to create something that's going to be in the annals of history. Montez Ford and Bianca Belair winning the Royal Rumble in the same year. Again, that's a once in a lifetime moment. That's a go in the annals of history. That's something that you would see You that's something that they would see, and people generations ahead of them would see over and over and over again past their lifetime. That's something that would be aired in 2060, 2070, when WWE is, still around and they're playing Royal Rumble, highlight reels, when they're playing Royal Rumble videos. You will always see in these Royal Rumble videos henceforth, the epic moment of Montez Ford and Bianca Belair being the first married couple, and only probably at that point too, or maybe another married couple could do it, but the first ever married couple to win the Royal Rumbles in the same year. That's unprecedented. Thoughts on Motor City Machine Guns debuting this week's SmackDown? Okay, sure. I mean, okay, it's another tag team that will have good matches. Okay. Roland, I hope that Paul Levesque is watching this Pancakes and Powerslams Show, because Montez Ford and Bianca Belair winning the Rumbles same year is an amazing idea, and it would be a shocker. And I think that the fans would absolutely, as you say here, the pleasant shocker. Yeah. Fans would absolutely get behind that. They would absolutely get behind that. Bianca Belair winning the Women's Royal Rumble, Montez Ford winning the Men's Royal Rumble, and then, if they have the Women's Rumble start, Montez wins it, Bianca Belair comes out, they embrace, confetti comes out, that ends the Royal Rumble. Man, are you kidding me? You want to talk about a moment that you can't recapture ever in life when it comes to pro wrestling? Pro wrestling is about moments, man. It's about moments that last a lifetime. I don't care about no daggone 5-star match. They come a dime a dozen nowadays. Give me moments. And you want a moment? A moment is Bianca Belair and Montez Ford winning the Royal Rumble in the same year and embracing each other. That's incredible. Incredible. Matter of fact, Roland, what you can do is you can send this to him or anybody else on IG with a timestamp of me talking about this, and maybe we can turn some heads together. My hand to your hand together. All right, real quick, I just looked at the people's roster. I just looked at WWE roster on Wikipedia, and mostly everyone's 50-50. I'll say Reigns wins the Rumble after The Rock puts him at number one, making him the whole way. No, I don't. That you don't want to have one. He's won it before. He doesn't need to win the Royal Rumble. Come on now. Why does the Roman Reigns can announce being in a match? Why in the world would you win the Royal Rumble? Like, dude, he's just been talking about having his belt back with Cody Rhodes. And you don't want to get to the point where you're shoving Roman Reigns down the throats of the fans again, because it'll backfire once again. So you want to be very careful with that. You don't want to do that. I still remember Eddie at WrestleMania 20. Yeah. Incredible. Absolutely incredible moment there. Rather than the WWE is overdue for completely unpredictable winners of both Royal matches. 100%. 100% agree with that. You got to have it, because you've been having some Royal Rumble winners that's been very, very predictable. Very predictable. All right, y'all. I am heading over to the Patreon for a little bit. I got some Drew McIntyre exclusive information to share with my Patreon members, and then we're going to have a fun time just like we do every week for a little bit of time, and then I'll rest my back, lounge out a little bit, and watch some YouTube until I go to bed. Maybe give me some late night hummus and tortilla chips as a late night snack. Maybe, I'm really big on a healthy eating kick, so I had like a kale salad bowl with chicken and rice today, and then I had I had this thing where I have I slice apples and I dip it in some peanut butter, y'all. Amazing. And I had a little bowl of chili today and a bagel and some coffee. And that's it. So, and a caramel apple too. I like caramel apples. So I'm still a little hungry. I'm not the guy, I can't. I'm really big about health and fitness, man. So I can't do some wacky, crazy snack. So I like hummus, Mediterranean herb, chipotle pepper, roasted red pepper. Thank me later, ladies and gentlemen. Thank me later. 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 Speak later. Speak later. Speak later. P&P. I'll see you later. Go there. I'll see you later.